Hey guys, how you doing? Yeah, I just bought back this Tier 9 and the Tier 8 uh, um, medium tanks here to the Swedish mediums to the fold because they and also the Tier 8 TD because they changed the drive system on here from automatic to manual. And so it's easier to control. I thought I'd give it a try. Bought the Tier 8 first, gave it a shot, and for me it's easier. So I bought this one back and already had the Tier 10 in my garage, right? But I never used it because I didn't like this pneumatic drive system that they have on here. I'm so old, I learned to drive on a manual transmission, so it's it's going back a long way now. Learning to drive on manuals back in the day. But they made it easier to use these things. This is not really about the UDES here, but and this is the second upload on it. I messed up the first one on the audio. But I wanted to talk about Claus Kellerman, describing the Wargaming contributors, or renaming the community contributors, Wargaming contributors. And, I think that's a brilliant coining of the phrase, because they are. I mean, I just listening to it again. I don't listen to them to pick on them or to criticize them, but they just say things that that I think have to be addressed, because it reminds me of the state media in my country. That's what they remind me of, these wargaming contributors, especially on the console side. But if Wargaming wants you to start being okay with something, an idea that they want to put forward, just like the media in my country, Canada, state-owned, paid-for media, they'll start putting forth the idea on the news, right? Here's what we want to do. We want you to be okay with it, sit down, keep your mouth shut, or you're a Nazi or a racist. Not that they're saying Nazi or racist. I'm just telling you what the media does in my country. And what they're trying to do is get you used to giving up something. Giving up your freedom, giving up your ability to speak out, to protest, to do something that whatever it is that the government doesn't like. So, okay, enough about the media. How does it relate to the one of these English freaking WCs on the console side is beating the wargaming drum again on messing with premium tanks. Well, that's a problem, and it should be a problem for anybody in the community who owns a premium tank. How many guys who play World of Tanks don't own a premium tank? Right? Put up your hand. Say yes in the comment section. I don't own a premium tank. There'll be nobody. Do you seriously want Wargaming to start messing with premium tanks again? Taking away something that you paid for, product X, as is. You paid real money for, credit card, and you purchased through the in-game currency gold in this game, using your real money, credit card money, And I've gone over this many times on my channel, but these guys keep bringing it up. They want you to get used to the idea. Wargaming is telling them to sell it, I'm sure. Start selling it to you because they want to do that again. But everybody should be opposed to that who plays this game. Because Wargaming used to do that. They stopped. Why did they stop? You think they stopped because they had a sudden gush of conscience? Their greed turned into a conscience and said, well, that's not right. I would say it's not right. It's fraud. And there are consumer protection laws throughout the world and different regions that affect where Wargaming sells their product or offers their game, that protect against certain things like that. Excuse me. So why would you be okay with that? Why would you be advocating for that? Why would you be okay with Wargaming saying, okay, you bought a Cadillac tank. We're going to take that Cadillac tank away from you and give to you a Chevrolet that's inferior to it in some way or form. And we want you to be okay with it. Now, if I read something in the news with this latest update that was AAT60 or something like that. I'm not sure if I get the exact name of the tank. It's a premium tier 9 American tank that's having some changes to it. They're altering to it. And they're offering to, if you have a problem with the changes that they want to do with that, contact support. So I'm guessing that, I don't know, I'm guessing that they're offering some kind of a refund. If you don't, and then I saw a comment that they're moving it from tier 9. It's a tier 9 premium tank destroyer American that they're going to move to tier 10. It's going to become a tier 10 premium and American tank destroyer. Now, okay, if they're offering you a choice, do you accept these changes? Like your as-is tank is changing. Do you accept these changes, or not? And if you don't, we can give you your money. But if that's what they're doing, okay, I don't see that violating any. But this idea that they seem to propagate that a user agreement in a game trumps the consumer protection laws that countries and regions of the world have in place. And it does, yes, apply to the digital realm. And yes, it does supersede your freaking user agreement in the games. Right? I'm not talking about the game's ability to pack up shop and fold and close down, right? I'm talking about where they sell you X and they take away X from you and replace it with Y with no compensation, no warning, just say we're doing it. That's wrong. That's fraud. And Wargaming stopped that because whether they got sued or were just threatened with whatever the European version is of a class action lawsuit. Because Wargaming used to do this to premium tanks in the game, as I've talked about before, and other guys have talked about before. And they stopped. They stopped because of a European version of a class action lawsuit that said, hey, this is wrong. Now, whether it actually went to court and they lost, or Wargaming just backed off with the threat of the class action lawsuit, I don't know. That part I don't know. I haven't been able. Wargame's not going to talk about that. They're freaking, bought and paid for propagandists. Wargaming contributors are not going to talk about that, right? Not for a second. They'd be out of their fucking program so fast. So, you know what I mean? I think it's foolish. I think everybody. It's like these guys, these WCs have their groupies. Just airhead like little girls who were, you know, rock star groupies back in the day. You know, back when I was learning on a manual. You know, there's rock star groupies, airheads. You know, these guys who who listen to this stuff in their channels, they're just groupies. You know, or nod their head and clap the hands like the trained seals in my country who believes everything the media tells them to believe in. You know, like, think, for God's sakes, think for yourself. Is that a good thing for you? If you own a premium tank in this game, that is not a good thing for you. And I hope, as I said before in a previous video, I hope Wargaming's not going to go down that path again and try and, you know, wiggle around and just try and see what they can get away with until they get, you know, sued again or whatever. Right? I hope they don't go down that path again. And you shouldn't hope that they are going down that path either, Mr. WC. You shouldn't be hoping and advocating for them to go down that path again. Like, grow up. I know that most of these guys are fucking kids, right? Like, grow up. Get some real world experience. Because that's wrong. That's wrong to do. That's fraud. You're taking X away, you're replacing it with Y, which is inferior, and saying, "Oh, it's too bad, so sad. It's for the greater good." For the greater good. Fuck. Seriously, sometimes I don't know what kind of experience these guys have, but man, oh man, grab a frickin'. There's no way you should be talking about like that, those kind of changes, if that's what Wargaming wants to do, and they're trying to get you to sell it to people. You shouldn't be doing that. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to the rant again. I appreciate it. Before I start coughing here, I better quit and just thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you. And got some interesting videos coming up soon. I hope you find them interesting anyway and fun. Thank you. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it always.